Unfortunately, I must confirm that this is indeed Angel Lopez.
Shit. Angel. He knew the risks. I did too, but... never thought DedSec would get caught up in this. Mary Kelly is preying on London's most vulnerable. She's a fucking monster. Taking her out needs to be a DedSec priority.
Now we need to find Caitlin Lau's case files on Mary Kelly and see if my conjecture may be correct. Could Mary Kelly be in Zero Day?
Hang on a sec. This spider shouldn't be here. Shut him down.
What fucking weed man sent me this, huh? Bruv, you ain't even worth
Don't just stand there, look around!
I don't see shit. There's nothing here.
Well done, you got the files. The inspector will be impressed. Now get out of here before someone decides to turn you into minced meat. Chop chop.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
They're gone. We lost them.
Cut the shit. I'll shoot. This shit is fucked. Game in a slip. I'll have a look. Can't see where they went. I'll shoot you, I will. I'll know you lot. I'm in real trouble here. Checking their hiding spot. Cheeky bastard.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec. Cool.
Can't believe I'm right next to you.
DedSec, Caitlin Lau here. I wanted to thank you. I'd be nothing but an anatomy lesson by now, or a pile of ashes.
You'll be happy to know that Inspector Lau has been escorted to a nearby refuge and is getting her wounds treated.
I'll be fine. Still a little flighty from whatever they gave me. And frankly, a little stunned that we've joined forces.
My, here we are, working with a former officer of the law. What a strange alliance. But we must do what we can to take down Mary Kelly.
Exactly. You have an organization, I have information, and some backing from powerful people. Pool our resources, and we might just take her down. Mary Kelly's no petty criminal.
Better contact the lot, Bagley. We need to get together and talk on these files.
I'll sync with Inspector Lau and prepare a briefing. Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
Are advised to avoid city streets.
You should talk to my downstairs head. Say I sent you and she'll give you a discount. Back when I had that problem with my old boss, I gave her...
You're more likely to hurt yourself if you play darts while drunk. But let's be honest, that'll be hilarious.
But it made me feel much better.
I've heard from Inspector Lau. We're ready for the briefing.
Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking about Skye Larson, the enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but no one knows too much about her. And we only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
And I think that what Skye Larson's done with Bagley is absolutely incredible. Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine the optic without it. But what do you know about Skye Larson herself?
Not a lot, other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I've followed her work for a long time, and she's always been a pretty private person. I know that she supposedly grew up in the countryside, but there isn't actually that much more we know about her other than this tech that she's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Skye's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities?
You sound pretty much in love with Skye Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Skye Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little bit more accessible. And she was one of these people that just had an amazing presence. You were inspired by her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable, and one of possibly the best living people that I've ever met.
I'm not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable as a person.
She obviously despises humanity in some way. I think she believes that becoming data is preferable to being human. She's one of these people who's extremely methodical in everything that she does, and she does everything to perfection and really tries to change the world around her and make it a better place for us to live in.
If you say so.
All right.
I've got fucking imposter syndrome, is how it's going. Like I'm just playing at being a resistance fighter.
I hear you. But this is real, mate. No doubts about that.
No fucking shit. Nothing to do, really, except stay sharp.
You all right?
Listen, are you sure I belong here? What if recruiting me was a mistake? I don't even know how to be DedSec.
Learning on the job's the way to go.
I was in bed with someone I met on Puller. A fine filly, you know. I told them I was DedSec. Didn't know they were sirs. I had to tell them I was joking, of course. I don't want to cock up like that again.
I hear you.
I never like disappointing people. Least of all the team.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. They probably know that you're listening to this show right now, but don't worry. We're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organization that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated. And what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments, and then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little. Oh, we'll compromise a little bit, we'll bend the rules.
Mary Kelly
Kelly heads up the most powerful crime family in London, Clan Kelly, which should at least be easy to remember.
Under her old man, they were a bit player. Then he died, and her rivals started disappearing. Her enemies, her friends, her family. They call her Bloody Mary for a reason.
Early on, Mary abandoned cash in favor of cryptocurrency and brought the Kellys' criminal business online.
It makes weapons smuggling, drug running, money laundering all a lot easier without a cash trail. The woman single-handedly modernized organized crime in London. She considers herself to be untouchable. Case in point, from my files you retrieved. Darla Covington, 19. Sasha Haddad, 28. Radek Stopkovich, 24. All disappeared.
It's difficult to find good help these days, isn't it, love? Most people, they ain't driven. Not like you. Because they feel worthless, don't they? The way that the world is, how it uses people. It's horrible. It's nice that you have a purpose. Oh, that'll be me, love.
We aren't finished here.
This was a courtesy. Oh, give my regards to their families. It's horrible losing someone you love. Nice meeting you, Caitlin.
As you can see, she'll never respond to interrogation. But there is one place she feels comfortable talking, the Sandstone residence.
Inspector Lau thinks a police bug in the Kellys' headquarters may have the evidence she needs to finally convict Bloody Mary.
Sandstone is their center of operations. I know the data on that bug will take her down. Get it for me, and I swear I'll put her away forever.
Pushing the coordinates to your optics.
Sabine here, Inspector Lau. I'm curious how you think you can bring Mary Kelly to justice now, with no backing. Even before Albion took over policing, you couldn't lock her up. And she goes on treating humans like cattle.
I had to work within the system. Yes, it was corrupt. I knew it. I just didn't know how bad it was. I thought a strong enough case couldn't be buried.
Sure, but it didn't work last time, so why would it work this time? The police force doesn't even have the pull. Albion runs the show now.
Because I'm taking it to a contact in the Attorney General's office, an honest solicitor with a hard-on for organized crime, specifically for Mary Kelly. Look, our methods may differ, but I want to help those people as much as you do.
All right. But however this goes down, there's no way we're letting Mary slip the net again. That's not how DedSec does things. Let's get to Sandstone.
Welcome to DedSec. Bigger, stronger, badder than ever.
Fuck yeah. Let's cause a fuss, shall we?
Fuck yeah.
just can't handle this right
Shit.
What happened?
Help.
I remember the last time I got locked up. Straight away, started to rain. Straight away, expecting you. So, I'm lost, but my keys, my phone, everything is inside. No.
Trying to test me? They'll see what I'm...
Bring it down a notch, watch it. Happens to the best of us.
Go away.
Do you think you have what it takes? Visit an Albion recruitment station today and find out.
Nope.
That'll be weird.
Yeah, well...
Check your doors and corners.
Begin a search.
Dirty maggot. He's coming to them soon. Arsehole.
in your area. Over.
Moving inbound to hostile.
Control, we're pursuing the suspect.
Suspect has cleared the checkpoint. Received. We are trailing the target. Negative. No vision of the suspect.
Target is long gone. Disengage. Over and out.
Mum, this is boring. I'm out of data. Oh, I was playing that game. Mum!
Anywhere, anytime you need us, we're there. Wi-Fi on the fly.
Wouldn't mind, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah?
bit of my mind blown.
This is actually
Brilliant.
really all right.
Wait, can't
Proper
fucking talk
fucking
right now.
talent
On
here.
recon.
No.
Oh!
Absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
What's this bird story then, Bagley?
She's an activist who's been trying to gather intel on Albion personnel movements through the city. Looks like she wants to stay one step ahead of the goons. Smart.
My guess is, if we help her out, she'd be willing to join the cause.
Understood. The easiest way to obtain the data would be to steal an Albion heavy assault vehicle and dissect its onboard sat-nav. That would give us a clear picture of Albion's recent movements.
Right, I'll have a go. Now, this could be a good recruit. A medical expert will come in handy for us.
It's better than watching tutorials on how to suture your own wounds.
If we want change, we have to show them. That is God. We can't just stand by doing nothing any longer. People are horrid.
Terrorist attack or other threat. Follow the instructions of security and emergency response officials.
We must do something. That is that kind of disgusting behaviour needs to be stopped. If we don't stand up for ourselves, then who's going to?
Hey,
We demand change. We want it now.
got to go.
Wake up and do something.
All persons are legally required to carry an optic device at all times. Failure will result in execution.
What's that?
Suspect reported in your area, potentially armed and...
Got a vehicle, now what?
I can confirm that the onboard hard drive contains all the data our friend could need. Pushing you a suitable drop-off point.
On my way.
Any sign of the target? Anyone?
All units, disengage. Suspect has disappeared.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
Get this cunting drone off me.
Search the area! Someone's hacked this vehicle!
Our activist friend has come to collect the vehicle.
This calls for a chat.
Me? Alone?
I can't deal with this right now.
Fuck you, yeah?
Call me old-fashioned, but when your AI mentioned a data delivery, I expected something a bit less analog.
Bagley is a master of understatement. Not a point. The point is, you'll be rather chuffed with what's on that thing's hard drive.
Damn straight. With that data, my friends and I can stay ahead of those Albion fucks. Just say how I can repay you.
You can go your own way, or you can join DedSec. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm ready to make a difference.
Fuck yes. DedSec just keeps getting stronger. Welcome to the Resistance, mate.
Fuck yeah. Ready to help make a difference.
Fantastic.
That's my cue to retreat.
You are crossing an Albion checkpoint. Your cooperation is expected.
Not helpful.
Security here is state-of-the-art, quite impenetrable. Unless, of course, you flew a drone through the window one of Mary's mouth breathers left open.
The recording device is in her security room.
Getting there should be a simple matter of navigating the vents.
What the hell? She's using these people as house servants, against their will.
Horrible in itself, but a million times worse knowing they end up as unwilling organ donors.
You have a real fucking attitude problem. Do you know that?
Please, I need help.
Fucking idiot. Do you piss everyone off the way you're pissing me off, wanker? Stupid git.
That's it. Let's see what kind of recording we've got on her. Just look at this place. This is what comes of old crooked money. The Kelly family has been profiting from people's misery for a long time. She's got this shit all over the manor.
So you've been in there before? Is that how you ended up in the basement of the Southwark incinerator?
We needed something incriminating, so we decided someone had to get in here and plant a bug. I wasn't going to assign someone else to do that. You saw how Mary uses the people she grabs out of the EPC, and the staff's uniform's not hard to mimic, so I went in. What I didn't know was that she had intel on our investigation, my team. I thought going off book would stop the leaks, but she still knew we were coming. She tortured me for the names of my team, tried to break me, but cops don't give up cops. Turned out she already knew the whole unit and put hits out on them. The woman is a mind fucker.
On the bright side, she didn't bind you with one of her microchips. She probably knew you'd have killed yourself before obeying her.
That's how I ended up on that butcher's table. So many reasons to want to rid the world of her, but it wouldn't be enough to just put one in her brain. My mates died trying to bring her to justice. I have to honor that.
Shit! I didn't know it could be that easy.
to yourself after everything I've done for you?
You made me a slave. All of us. Please, let me go. Take this thing out.
Back to your old life. Back to nothing. Back to you 2.5 screaming blighters in your dead-end job and sucking off the dole.
You don't want that, love. This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I? And this kitchen knife, that won't do it, love. Cutting yourself affects my bottom line.
I can't live like this anymore.
No. You're all right there. It's all right, sweetheart, because I have another use for you. Ooh, paying attention, are we? Good. Be sure and spread the word. You know where this one goes. Get these two and all the others over to the venue and ready for the sale.
Right away, Ma'am. Also, the foreign investors have already landed and the drones are programmed, ready to deliver the invitations and the coordinates to all the guests.
Is that initiative I'm smelling, Peter? Initiative can be a dangerous thing. Can be misinterpreted. Fuck's sake.
This is insane. How did Mary get her hands on this kind of tech? It takes a sick mind to come up with killer microchips.
Perhaps a disease mind, but definitely an ingenious one. Perfect psych profile for a group like Zero Day, wouldn't you say?
Her affiliations aren't my priority, Bagley. She's keeping these people enslaved, and it sounds as if she's selling them. This is huge.
She's using the implanted chip as a control mechanism, a deterrent to disobedience. Step out of line and she sells your organs instead.
DedSec, we'll have to crash that slave auction. Get all the information we can out of there. The location will be on the invitations. She hasn't sent out the invitation yet, but when she does...
Bagley, monitor the drone networks. Give us a heads up when Mary sends out her fleet. Until then, I reckon we're in a holding pattern.
I'll get in touch if I hear about anything else that might interest you. Cheers, DedSec.
I'd say I'm getting the hang of fighting for DedSec, yeah?
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
What are you trying to say, Bagley?
You'll get used to Bagley's mannerisms. I think you did quite well.
Since we're waiting for our cordial invitation to Mary Kelly's tasteless theme party, we can finally get back to what really matters, solving the mystery of Zero Day. Who are they, and why did they frame DedSec for the bombings?
What do we have, Bags?
Glad you asked. Today, the great AI detective has 2 leads for his dog's body politic. Obviously, Albion needs looking into, but I also have a more unusual thread for you to pull on. There's a new hacktivist group on the dark web scene called the 404. But instead of being in it for the lulz, this lot seems to be in it for the brutal reshaping of society by any means necessary. Sound like anyone you know?
I've got options then.
I've marked both on your optic.
putting Mary Kelly on the back burner while she continues to destroy lives with those microchips, but for now, we've no choice.
Then perhaps it's time to have a closer look at the elephant in the room. Nigel, Cass, billionaire warmonger and current CEO of our local horde of thugs, Albion BMC.
Cass certainly profited most from the bombings. We can inspire London to resist from now till forever, but it still won't break Albion's grip on the city. Not with Cass at the top.
Brilliant. Those mercs wouldn't be able to control the city without Cass. But we can't half-ass this. I hope you have a good plan.
Bagley's come across a possible gap in Cass's armor. An ex-insider, ex-friend with an axe to grind. He'd be an asset if we can find and convince him to work with us. Come to the safe house. We'll talk it through.
There's a potential recruit you may want to check out. Pushing your location.